You might know me from Beyblade videos, but today we are doing foldable phones on the Average Dad 2 channel. Man, I've known Average Dad Michael for about 2.5 years now. He's a really good friend of mine, and he gave me the opportunity to make some videos for you, and here we are. My name is Anakin, and this is the 1 year later review on the Honor Magic V3. My first foldable phone was an Honor Magic V2, but here is an Honor Magic V3. And of course, if you know this, this is the Huawei Mate X-T, which is the craziest foldable phone in the world. Today, we are talking about the Honor Magic V3. Now, this phone was my favorite phone when it came out, but the Oppo beat it in a few ways. But one of my main problems with this phone, we'll talk about it later, was something involving the lock screen, which is crazy. Now, here at Average Dad 2, we talk about honesty, okay? We are the most honest you can be about these phones, and that's the main thing we're trying to tell you guys here. We are so honest. We're going to get straightforward to the point, and there's no paid promotions going on. Yeah, Honor Magic V3, an amazing device, but this is the 1 year later. I have been using this device for over a year now. So yeah, with that being said, what is the most popular phone in the United States? It is the iPhone. Look at the unboxing experience of the iPhone. And look at the unboxing experience of the Honor Magic V3. Keep in mind, the V5 just came out, and that's a way better phone than this. And yeah, look at this. Look at all this. Look at everything you get. Look, this is where the wire comes in. This is where the charger, and this is where your case, yeah, you get a case, paperwork, and a SIM tool, whereas Apple decided to remove the stickers for the iPhone 15. That's crazy. So I am coming from an iPhone when I switched to the V2. This is the V3 right now. I am currently rocking the Oppo Find N5 or the Huawei Mate X-T. I swap back and forth. But if you're coming from an iPhone, one thing I really don't like about these super cool foldable phones is if you want to get to your control center, look what it does. What do you mean password? Yeah, the fingerprint scanner is lightning fast, and if you turn the phone on, it's gonna immediately get into the home screen. That was actually really fast, right? But what if I just wanna check it real quick, you know, get my notifications even? You can't do either one with this. You have to unlock the phone first, and then you get to go to your control center or whatever you want, which, you know, nothing crazy, but yeah, so yo, look at the implementation of this crease. Now, after a year, it did not get that bad. It got to its worst at around 2 or 3 weeks, and it stayed like that ever since. And this crease is really good, by the way. It is really good. And yeah, really, really nice. And of course, this was the thinnest foldable phone in the world when it came out a year ago, with the Honor Magic V5 taking that crown back from Oppo, which did beat this phone, but not by much. You can see that anti-reflection on the Oppo here on the right side, which is definitely better. But yeah, apparently the Oppo's thinner. I guess you can see it there, but it's not by much. It's not by much. And it has a bigger battery, which is awesome. With the Honor Magic V5 actually being thinner than this one with a bigger battery than this one by a lot. 5,850 milliamp hours. That's the global version. It's 6,100 milliamp hours for the Chinese model, which there really nowadays isn't that much of a difference between the global and the Chinese. Here's one difference right here. Chinese right there. So what? Who cares? You know, it still does the same thing. Gemini, boom, you got Gemini. Google Wallet, you have Google Wallet. You have the Play Store. You have all of this, and it's a Chinese ROM. Now, the battery on this phone, I've really never had an issue with, especially with that Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 processor. Really fast, really efficient. They keep improving with that. And now you have the 8 Elite in the 5. So you do have a 120 hertz refresh rate AMOLED display, which looks amazing, especially with this cool wallpaper, right? A cool thing I like to do with Magic OS that you can't do with I've noticed every other foldable phone I've ever used, is you can swipe up and get your quick call buttons. It's one tap call, and really useful. Now, this phone is waterproof. I've always said I don't understand how they do that with a foldable phone. How do they make that waterproof? But they do, and it works. And yeah, that fingerprint scanner is insane. And the speakers on this device are pretty decent. I've noticed it actually has better bass than the Oppo Find N5, but loudness, the Oppo I think is a little louder, but this definitely has better bass. All right, a quick speaker test. Shout out to Average Dad. Man, check this out. And the camera on this thing has an amazing user interface, man. Look at this. And the video quality has HDR 4K 60, which is actually something that the Huawei Mate XT doesn't have. It can do HDR at 4K 30, but not 4K 60, which is kind of lame. But I'll go ahead and throw in what this video looks like up here so you can see the zoom and its smoothness. That's a big thing for me, the zoom and its smoothness. And they did improve on it with a few software updates, which is great, but at first it was really choppy looking. Here's a 1x shot. I'll put that up now. Here is a 2x shot, which, wow, that really looks good. And I'll back up and I'll give you the 3.5x shot. So you have a 40 megapixel ultra wide, a 50 megapixel main sensor, and a 50 megapixel telephoto sensor, which is at 3.5x, instead of the 2.5x that the Honor Magic V2 had. So that is actually a really good increase. Something they fixed, I would say, on the V5 is they put the volume rockers on the same side as the power button. So then whenever you open the phone, it's all still on the same side as it is when it's closed. Speaking of closed, did you hear that? Dang! Like I said, I'm gonna be honest, but the notification center, your notifications aren't going to be in the right order, in my opinion. Like I said, I'm coming from an iPhone. The newest should be at the top, but instead, you got to scroll down and find the now just to see your newest notification. That's something I found quite irritating, but I've gotten used to it. I mean, you get a foldable phone instead, you know, it's really a good trade-off. While we're talking about the bad, let's talk about why I switched to the Oppo. Another reason is this selfie camera is way better off being tucked away, yet they keep it here forever. It is still like that on the Honor Magic V5, and Oppo has it tucked away in the corner. I love that. That is not intruding any content. Now, which phone is lighter? The Oppo Find N5 is at 236 grams, while the Honor Magic V3 is at 229. The Honor Magic V3 is actually lighter. But yeah, after 1 year, how did it hold up? You can see some damage. I'm sure you've seen some damage. Now, this was with wearing a case, and it still managed to get something in between the case and scratch that paint. And yeah, it's all right. It held up pretty good. The case I've been using is this carbon fiber case with MagSafe with a nice metal ring. It just looks good. And it does protect it pretty dang good if it's ever dropped, because carbon fiber is carbon fiber, you know? The Honor Magic V3 has a few more tricks up its sleeve. That is an IR blaster. Let's get a little closer. You see how it's shiny instead of the hole next to it? That is an IR blaster, meaning you can literally control any TV you want. When I'm out in public or I'm in a bar with a lot of TVs, boom. You can literally control any TV you want with that IR blaster, which is exactly what a real TV remote has. It's built into the phone. Samsung, Apple, Google. Yeah. Really cool trick up its sleeve. Another thing is it has dual SIM. I know that's kind of expected nowadays, but it does have dual SIM. With 66 watts wired charging and 50 watts wireless charging. Yeah, they managed to squeeze wireless charging in a phone thinner than the Honor Magic V2, which didn't have wireless charging. Amazing. Which also means it has reverse wireless charging, so you can literally put a phone down on top and charge that phone if that phone has wireless charging as well. This was such a great phone, man. I used it like hell, and it got me through everything I needed it to do. After 1 year, this phone is much cheaper than it was when it first came out. If you want any of these phones, go to Average Dad Tech. The link is in the description. If you somehow aren't, go ahead and subscribe to the main channel as well. And go follow him on TikTok. We're gonna be pushing out videos on there as well. If you like Beyblades or don't even know what these are and want to know, you should go check out my YouTube channel at anakin.b. And yeah, I do some pretty funny content with them, and they are interesting, okay? They're pretty cool. So yeah, hey guys, thank you so much for watching. Shout out to Average Dad. Peace!